Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Waffles Are Good, and today I'm gonna be showing you guys a concept that makes TNT cancel out in the forward velocity, and that causes the TNT to teleport to the next block in its velocity like track. This happens because TNT doesn't like remove itself until so TNT basically has an order in which it does stuff. It's gonna spawn in, then it's gonna calculate whatever is affecting it, its exposure, whatever's on it, and then it's gonna despawn. TNT won't despawn until every calculation has been done before it and it's actually blown up. So yeah, let me just explain to you how this works. There's a pretty weird barrel. If we go up here, this is the barrel. It looks pretty weird, and I'll explain to you guys exactly how this works real quick. So right here, that's the barrel basically. These blocks are going to be at 255.125. You have to have them at 255.125 or it will not work. The reason for that is because if your TNT is above that, it's just gonna go straight and hit the cap. This is like a baseball. Just imagine this is a base cap of base, and if it's below that, it's gonna hit the block below that. It's gonna hit 255. So you don't want that. So you want at 255.125. These two blocks are gonna be, or these two pieces of TNT are gonna be equivalent in amount of TNT. So that's that and that over there. It's the same amount of TNT. This is going to be slightly less, which is this TNT right here. And then this is going to be the most, which is that TNT right there. Okay? And that's going to cause your TNT on this velocity and this velocity to cancel out. So it's not getting affected in those directions. The forward velocity is going to cancel out, or this TNT pushing it backwards is going to cancel out part of the forward velocity, which is going to cause the forward velocity to skip its initial calculation, which is going forward, and it's going to end up in 255 in that block, and it's going to hybrid on the roof of the base. So that's essentially how that's going to happen. Let me show you the inside of the cannon real quick. This is essentially what we have going on. It's pretty complicated. The reason for that is because we need all the TNT to shoot up exactly to 255.125. So yeah, if you guys can get your TNT to do that, you can basically build this cannon super easily. I'm gonna shoot it now. Let me just make sure that the scatter's off. We're only having two pieces of TNT actually reach the roof of the base right there. It's a hybrid. It's really all you need. Creates same size hole. So yeah, let me shoot and I'll show you guys like what's happening here. So these two are gonna tick off at the same time. That's gonna tick off and then it's gonna shoot up here and it's gonna blow up there. Okay, at 255.125. Okay, and let me show you guys what we're gonna do now. So now I'm gonna go to a base. I made like a little fake base here. This is at 256. Obviously, I can't place blocks there. If I go on top, 256. Let me now go to the base that I made over here, and I'll show you guys that. Okay, so this is the base that we made. This will only work at a certain amount of blocks, but if you just add more velocity this way and less velocity canceling it out, then you can actually get to shoot like an unlimited amount of distance, whatever the server will allow. Okay, so if I mine this piece of wool, that's where the TNT will actually land. This is the underneath. This is like the type of base that you'd be raiding. Your TNT is gonna hybrid with the piece of wool right there, and then you basically just hybrid down through the base with an AC-130 or whatever. You don't need sand. You don't need sand for the initial shot. And yeah, so that's what you're doing. There's nothing underneath of here to shoot TNT up or anything to get TNT in there. It's completely empty. And yeah, let me just go make sure that piece of wool is placed back, and we'll go fire the cannon. Okay, so the piece of wool is placed. Let me just do a double check real quick. Show you guys nothing's under here. Perfect. Okay, and let me block it off. And slash home cannon. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the cannon now, and I'm gonna shoot this off, and I'll show you guys. Let me turn the scatter on real quick because that has to be on, obviously. And speed 1. Okay, so scatter's on, everything's on. And let me shoot. Okay, you guys see this? Slash home top. We're on top. And there you go. The TNT lands on top of that block and hybrids with the wool block. And that's essentially how how you get it to go through. It's gonna skip, so it's gonna go through all this. It's not actually going through this or anything. It's just teleporting. It's just skipping this. It's not going through it or anything. It's just skipping that calculation, and it's just going through its final calculation right here. So yeah, I really don't care what you guys do with this. Couldn't give a shit, but just showcase meme shit. Have fun. Bye.